Dear Lord, the battles we go through life.
Dear Lord, the battles we go through life.
We ask for a chance is fair.
We ask for a chance is fair.
Chance to equal our stripes.
Chance to equal our stripes.
Chance to do it there.
Chance to do it there.
We should win.
We should win.
Let it be by the code.
Let it be by the code.
Faith and honor held high.
Faith and honor held high.
We should lose.
We should lose.
Stand by the road.
Stand by the road.
Cheers, the winners go by.
Cheers, the winners go by.
Day by day.
Day by day.
We get better and better.
We get better and better.
Till we can't beat beat.
Till we can't beat beat.
Won't beat beat.
Won't beat beat.
All right, welcome to episode 3 of Husker Football Archive. My name is Mike. I'm your host. This is my color commentary guy, Doug, nicknamed Corzine, because he looked like Dave Corzine with the Bulls back in the day, and Doug could rebound his ass off, I'll tell you that much.
I was also the king of drawing offensive fouls.
Yeah, and you also led the league in falling down during a game on the floor, but we won't go into
that.
that.
Was just hustle.
I think it was because you hadn't played in a while, and then you would
over bodies.
And your muscles weren't ready for what was about to transpire on the court. We're going to talk today about Husker players in the professional football. It will be some of their highlights. It won't always be from the NFL because sometimes there are just not enough highlights. And then we'll cover some CFL play and UFL play, USFL play,
XFL.
And it did take hours to sometimes find this footage that I come up with. But today, we're going to talk about the first national championship quarterback, Jerry Tagge.
Ooh.
Tagge, here's his bio. He was drafted in the first round of the 11th pick overall by the Green Bay Packers in 1972. Jerry Tagge his high school was, if you look right there, Doug, Green Bay, Wisconsin. So He was from Green Bay and he got drafted by Green Bay. That had to be a big thrill for him.
He knew somebody, I guess.
And but he was born in Omaha, so that's I'm assuming that's what brought him back to Nebraska to play for the Huskers back in those days. And
well, Nebraska's probably way better than Wisconsin.
Now, if you want to look at the 1972 NFL draft, at that time, the MVP was Larry Brown with the Redskins. The Super Bowl champion was the Dolphins. Franco Harris, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Defense is Willie Buchanan for the Chiefs.
Joe Green.
Defensive Player of the Year was Mean Joe Green. Yeah, the Pepsi or Coke guy or whatever.
There it is,
Joe,
the man.
Yeah, there's your guy. The Jets, Joe Namath. Pantyhose wearing Joe Namath.
NFL history.
And O.J. Simpson, now that was one of my favorite players back when I was a kid. I was like 10 when he broke the rushing record. And Harold Jackson, Harold Jackson played for the Rams. He was like the first number 29 that was great for the Rams. There was Eric Dickerson. Now, there's the NFL draft in 1972. Walt Patulski, who? From Notre Dame. Notre Dame fans, he had 21 and a half sacks. Now, this website, Pro Football Reference, went back because official stats were not kept for quite a while, and they went back through all the games and box scores, and they came up with a tally and said he had 21 and a half sacks in his career. Now, you ever heard of Walt Patulski, Doug?
No clue.
No, I don't either. But
none.
In the Pro Football Reference, they have this career AV, which is approximative value weighted, and it kind of shows who was how well they were doing.
Right.
Now, this was their draft, their AV where they were drafted by how many they accrued there, 19. So he really did not have a good NFL career. He was 4 years a starter, played until 1977. But go down the line to see if you can Lionel Antoine from Southern Illinois is the third pick in the draft. Started 3 seasons and played, I don't know how many games.
Rashad?
No, you remember that dude, right?
Oh, yeah. What was his name before?
Bobby Moore.
And then he dated some famous chick or something.
Dated Bill Cosby's wife, TV wife. Yeah, Felicia Rashad. She did not have the same last name at the time. But you ever heard of Riley Odoms out of Houston?
That sounds familiar.
Play for the Broncos. He was a pretty good tight end, almost 400 catches.
Great.
Samson. No relation to Samson out of the Bible.
Oh.
As far as I know. Stanford.
Willie, I know. Kansas City.
Yeah, he was a great player. Now, from what I understand on this site, if you get your career AV over 100, you generally do make
Franco
you do
Harris.
generally make the Hall of Fame, and Green Bay Packers drafted Jerry Tagge above Franco Harris, John Reeves, some other big names. There's Jeff Kinney, the first round running back.
He got 14. Tagge only got 8.
Yeah, and Larry Jacobson, another first-round pick from
Nebraska.
Nebraska from that 70-71.
So no one really stood out.
No,
for
but so
Nebraska.
let's not make any mistakes about it. Jerry Tagge's career was an NFL bust. 3 touchdown passes, 17 interceptions.
That was a bust.
It was a bust, unfortunately. He did start 12 games, and he was a 6-6 as a starter. So, but that's what he did. And if you want to go, who was the best player in the NFL? Who was the best player of this draft? There was only one Hall of Famer, and that was Franco Harris. And then there's Lydell Mitchell, both from Penn State. That's a heck of a backfield. They totaled 18,000 yards between them, 121 touchdowns. Damn. That's pretty good. And Cliff Branch.
Both of them from Penn State. Did you notice
remember
that?
Yep. And do you remember Cliff Branch for the Raiders?
I do.
Lawrence
Played
McCutcheon.
for the Raiders, yep.
Lawrence McCutcheon for the
another
Rams.
Raider. Oh, well, he was Rams, not Raiders.
And then Brian Sipe.
Cleveland. Reggie McKenzie, Buffalo.
Yep. Larry Brooks, Rams. He had a good career. Now we're going to get back into the highlights of Jerry Tagge's career.
Their highlight?
Jerry Tagge, there he is.
Is that
tearaway
old school
jersey
or
against
what?
Oklahoma.
That looks so old school.
I love it, though. I love the old school.
Is this one of his 3 touchdowns?
Just watch. That looked like a duck to me, but
Yeah.
it worked. 34-yard completion.
Archie Manning?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he have a couple of sons that played in
I think so. I haven't heard of them, though. Love these Saints jerseys, though. Gotta love Pat Summerall.
John Madden? Who was he with originally?
Tom Brookshire.
Brookshire.
Jubilee Dunbar. What a name.
That's a cool name. Just call me Jubilee.
That was the only touchdown for New Orleans.
They were sad back in the day, the Saints. Oh, they were brutally bad.
Did you see this? It was an option play.
Tagge says, no, I'll keep it. I'll take it in for 6.
And there he goes.
Well, he played at Nebraska. He should be able to run.
This was the longest of his career, 41 yards.
Really?
Yep. And the fans congratulating homegrown. Didn't look like Crouch. He wasn't swift on his moves, but hey, he got it done. Just mobile enough.
Yeah, he's outrunning 82. So he had to be fairly fast.
This
fast as a defensive lineman.
There's his numbers on the day. Not bad. Look at 4-6-2 is their record after this game. 2 ties.
Yeah, I hate ties.
It's like kissing your sister. But some sisters are pretty hot, though. I don't know.
Well, your stepsisters.
Yeah, Jana and Greg Brady. That
can happen.
That's okay.
Yeah, I have no issue with that.
I love that in the movie. They figured out, hey, we're really not related. Green Bay at New England, November 1873. Look at 2-5-2. This is the next season. And they had 2 more ties.
Brockington. So these are Tagge's highlights, huh?
Well, there's a little bit of what happened during the game, John
Right.
Brockington, yeah.
Hey, he could hand off the ball. That's, if you can do that in the NFL. Hey, as long as they beat New England, anybody can beat New England. Now that Brady's gone, I don't.
Now, I got a question. The Patriots, I like their red jerseys and all, right? But technically, the Redcoats back in the day were the British. Why were they? It makes more sense that they're wearing blue now, but I kind of like their red ones better. Does that make any sense?
Isn't it red and blue? Don't they have both?
Yeah, they have red and blue, but they're red.
Probably because
they're
red, white, and
Redcoats.
blue.
But since they cheated so much during the 2000s with Belichick and all the cheating scandals, they should go back to the Redcoats because I'm just saying.
There you go. I agree with that.
How to get that off? I don't know. And get back to the highlights.
Staggers.
That was a good pass.
Not bad. Longest completion of Tagge's career, right there. Hey, how many people say I played in the NFL?
Jim Plunkett, remember him?
I saw him in person. I went to the Jets-Raiders game and some championship game. I went to the Coliseum. And saw
nice.
Plunkett. Yeah, it was. You come up to the Coliseum, it looks like a dump. Then you get inside, and it's pretty immaculate, the grass.
And Tagge throws an interception. He looks like he's fighting the fans. Get off me, man.
Knock you out.
The play must have been inspirational because from that point on, the Patriots took Green Bay's best shots but came right back.
Yeah, I remember Plunkett more as a Raider than I do.
He went to the 49ers after this, but then he ended up with the Raiders. Had a good career. Mac Heron.
All 5'5".
You'll see how small he is after the game when he's walking next to John Brockington.
He's the Muggsy Bogues of the NFL.
Passed away in 2015.
Who was that tight end on New England that wrestled for a while?
Russ Francis. I actually used to work with him. He's a jerk.
Really?
Yeah, just a jerk. They fired him.
You hear that, Russ?
I liked him, though. He's a great tight end. But
any place, anytime, Mike's ready.
Look at Plunkett's numbers.
He also scored a 1-yarder himself and turned his Patriots around to win 33-24.
Reggie Rucker went on to play for the Browns. Remember that? Strange number. They're both terrible teams. Look at Mac Heron against John Brockington. Tagge had a career-high 267 yards. That's good numbers right there. You got 267 on 23 attempts. That's 12 yards a pass attempt. So, all right, we're going to move to 1974, Detroit at Green Bay, September 29th. I was almost 11.
I was 13. So that tells you how old we are.
Tagge on the scramble.
He looks like
some yards.
Tarkington.
Boom.
Oh, he got face masked after the play. Landry was all right.
Landry, yeah, but Bill Munson was playing. Altie Taylor. That name rings a bell. Boom, out. I had to hurt.
Block.
Ted Hendricks, remember that guy?
Yeah, Raiders.
Hall of Famer that went to the Raiders.
Wasn't he called the Stork?
He was damn good, though.
Oh, I thought that was his nickname.
Munson played 16 years, Doug. You ever heard of Bill Munson?
Yeah.
Had a decent career.
I don't
He
know
played
why
16
Landry
years.
sticks in my mind more than Munson.
Landry went on to play for the USFL Chicago Blitz.
But if you had to pick one team, Detroit, Cleveland, or the Jets, I would say Detroit. Even though I'm a diehard Jet fan, Detroit has to be the worst.
Yeah.
I mean, over...
Well, at least the Jets have a Super Bowl championship.
Exactly. That's why you can't put them there in Cleveland and Tampa Bay until they won 2. Yeah, they've won more than the Jets have. How sad is that?
Chester Markall, remember that guy?
Earl, man. I remember. Straight on. Who was the other straight kick?
No.
Who? Oh, the one from Washington. What was his name? The Redskin kicker that
Nick
kicks.
Mickemeyer?
No, he kicked straight
Mosley?
Yeah.
Mark Mosley, yeah. Tagge, 18 for 38, under 50%, 200 yards and a touchdown. So
Look at that
we've seen
speed.
2 of his 3 NFL touchdowns. And this is Tagge. As you can see, his NFL career. Then he went on to, in 1975, he was no longer with the Packers. He went up to the San Antonio Wings of the World Football League. 5 carries, 25 yards, and
Oh, my God.
18 for 34,
Columbia Lions.
265 yards, 1 touchdown, 5 interceptions, 48.9 rating. And there's a CFL career. Had a decent 3 years there, 3,100 yards. So we're going to get into some CFL action. The BC Lions against the Montreal Alouettes. And we got a couple.
Is this football?
Yeah, it is football.
Oh,
we
it
got a
is.
couple, I don't know what we call it, Easter eggs, but bonuses of players in the game that play for Nebraska in this.
Is that? Who was that?
British Columbia Lions.
No, the guy talking.
I have
Jim
no-
McKay?
I don't know who that
Yeah.
guy is. Don't pay attention to this.
Sound like Jim McKay.
He feels he's reading the defenses much better than he did last year, and because of this, he has thrown 8 touchdown passes in the first 5 ball games that BC has played. On the punt return and the kickoff return, it helps somewhat.
65,000. That's good for CFL. Tagge's number 8 in this game in the white. Not a good first pass of the game. Jim Burrow. He is Joe Burrow's dad.
Oh, okay.
Coached with Frank. He's a defensive coordinator for Ohio, father of Jamie Burrow.
Yep, I remember.
In 2005 and 2018. Graduate assistant at Nebraska. Had a long CFL career, or 4 or 5 years. So he played pretty well. Kind of cool Nebraska on Nebraska. Funny, these 2 announcers didn't seem to connect the 2. That's a good play by Burrow.
Yeah.
And John O'Leary, do you remember that name?
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about a
So I found these
flashback.
guys by accident in this. It's like, oh, I know that guy.
And what is it? The field's 110 yards
Yep.
long, and how wide is it?
It's wider. I don't know the dimensions, but O'Leary led Montreal with 584 yards in this particular season.
Look at Tagge dropping back.
Nice pass. That was solid.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, yeah, and they got the goalpost in the front, not the back, which seems kind of dangerous, but I guess it makes the game interesting.
Well, eventually they moved it back. Maybe it's not. I think it's because their end zones are 25 yards deep.
They are?
Yeah. And if you miss a field goal in the CFL and the other team doesn't return the field goal out of the end zone, you still get a point. It was called a rouge, but sometimes they call it a single.
Huh. Never knew that.
And if you also punt it into the end zone and they don't return it out, it's also a rouge or a single. I kind of like that rule. But they got 12 players on each side.
Whoa.
Look at this guy go. Now, this is not really a pass because it was behind him, so it was a lateral.
Right.
But still, it was a Jerry Tagge highlight. He did it.
I mean, kind of like when
Boom!
when Tebow threw that ball in the championship game for Denver, and the guy ran like 100 yards, and Tebow threw it 5, but he was the hero after the game because he completed a 5-yard pass.
Quit. Why you got to hate on Tim Tebow?
He was a Met and a Jet.
Almost picked off again. Somehow just
Was
got
that a
in.
duck? Quack, quack.
It looked like a duck.
Like,
And it walked like a duck, so it's a duck.
whoa.
No, I don't think he slipped. I think it was planned.
Look at that
way. It
18's
was
like,
planned.
I got the.
He was like sliding into second there. Remember the Montreal Expos?
Yep. They were in the
There's
mixed division.
O'Leary highlight. Nice run. Drafted by the 12th round of the Bears in 76. Did not make the NFL, though.
The Bears. Chris Farley, was that? What did he get choked on in that Saturday Night Live skit? Those Bears?
The Bears.
He
I
choked
miss Chris Farley.
Yeah, he choked every week on something when they did that skit.
He had a decent career in CFL for 3 years. They didn't make a lot of money back in those days, though. I still don't think they make a lot of money in CFL, really, but and O'Leary again. So we do have some John O'Leary highlights in here.
That league's still going, huh?
Well, they shut it down last year.
COVID.
Yep, but they're back in business. And lateraled, and
Oh.
now in the CFL, tight ends can wear numbers in the 70s. It's weird to watch them. Here's some bonus halftime highlights, and this is the week before.
Saskatchewan Rough
Pass
Riders.
the week before. Yep. Yeah, you know,
I didn't watch CFL.
Saskatchewan. Back in those days, Saskatchewan was the Rough Riders, and Ottawa was the Rough Riders. You had 9 teams in the league, but 2 of the teams had the same nickname. Come on, this is why you'll never be the NFL. So,
You think the Chiefs will ever lose their name?
I hope not. This political correctness is going crazy.
Well, it's the Cleveland Guardians now.
Yeah, that's dumb. I have an Indians jersey. I have a Rick Vaughn jersey, which is double politically correct, incorrect because of a Charlie Sheen. But I think Tagge went over 200 yards today.
Oh,
There's a little
flea flicker.
Nice. Leon Bright.
Damn, he turned on the Jets.
Yeah. And he pulled a hammy.
Oh.
A little razzle-dazzle in here as Bright goes down in isolation. The ball is being thrown back from Key to Tagge, who got good protection. He's looking downfield now for the deep receiver.
I'm sure he'll edit all this out.
He played for Florida State. I've heard of Leon Bright, but
Right.
Florida State, when he played for them, was not that good.
You mean like
I mean,
they
they're
are
not
now?
good now, but Bobby Bowden made them good.
Yeah, him and Tom Osborne. Barry
They were
Switzer.
buddies, but back in the days, I couldn't stand Bobby Bowden, but as time went on, he's a very likable individual, you know?
Respect.
Oh, yeah. Nice little highlight. But the film on this
See,
is
that's
not
on the
great.
money.
It's kind of grainy, and
Yeah, because you're talking, that's the way video was back then in
plus
the 70s
the field
and 80s.
looks so green. It's like too green. Doesn't even look natural.
I'd rather see that than that blue field in Boise.
Oh, well,
God.
What is it that
I heard there's another
red
bad
field,
one
there's
somewhere.
a red field
This must be it. Where's that at?
in Cooper Cup played for them. I can't remember the school, but their field is red.
Oh, God. I can't. The blue one just, I don't know why it bothers me.
Everyone's got to be different. They got to have their own thing, I guess. I personally don't like 17,000 different jersey combinations for Oregon, but give me the old-time jerseys, with normal number fonts, and I'm cool.
Yeah, Mike, we're being left behind. It's a new world now. These young people want to see all different kinds of jerseys.
Yeah, that's true. They do.
Because then, guess what? They'll market it, and they'll make
No, I get
millions.
it, but
Oh, did you get that jersey? Yeah.
I like the Rams helmet. Okay, let's get this. Jerry Tagge. Oh, that was a nice option pitch. A little triple option going there. Did you see that, Doug?
I did. That guy was big. He looked like he could run over people.
Is it me? Didn't Jerry Tagge have a kind of an awkward dropout motion? He's turned to the left and then goes to the right. And there's
So you're saying
that's
only
the draft
one
that we
Hall of
went
Famer.
over, and he was 11th in the draft, and
there was only one Hall of Famer.
in that particular draft. But there's some drafts that's even.
So Green Bay could have had Franco.
Could have had Franco. They could have, but look at back when '83 and Dan Marino fell to 28th in the draft, and Pittsburgh Steelers. He's from Pennsylvania. He could end up with the Steelers.
And Brady, what was he, 5th round or something?
7th. 6th round, 199th selection. No one saw that coming.
No,
But that's it for Jerry Tagge. Now, please like and subscribe.
Yeah,
and
like us.
Comment in
please.
below if of other players that you'd like to see highlights of, because we're going to do a feature on this. And
Yeah, please do.
I think it's kind of cool looking over things that I had never seen before, highlights, and because I didn't have a real good memory of
lowlights.
Jerry Tagge in the NFL, and I'm old enough to remember Jerry Tagge in the NFL. So, but that's it for episode 3. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe.
Trace.
I'm Doug, and he's Mike.
Is that the other way?
No, you're the one who's doing drugs today.
Well, weed and wine.
We're out.
Or wine and weed.
Have a great day, everybody.
Peace. Thank you.